Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is Macomb, Oakland Regional's 31st Caregiver Appreciation Day. Hurry back and join us. Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask. And our show, ladies and gentlemen, is Macomb, Oakland Regional's 31st Caregiver Appreciation Day. And we have with us our returning friends and leaders of the Caregiver Appreciation Day, Sue Gipprich and Joe Zinawega. Hey, guys.
Hey,
Well, thanks for having us back. We appreciate it.
Oh, good to see you. I mean, I had such a wonderful time the second time around.
I saw you in the audience there.
Yes.
You were beaming. Like I said, wait, I know you. I didn't see you earlier, and then all of a sudden there you are.
Well,
and
you
we're having
know,
fun.
I'm trying to encourage our viewers to get involved in events such as you all's, and it was just beautiful. I mean, the first time last year we had a good time, the 30th. Now this was the 31st. So before we get into that, our viewers probably saying, well, who are these two people? So Sue, tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at Macomb Oakland Regional.
Well, I'm a supervisor of supports coordination, more commonly referred to as case management at MORC, and I worked there for way too long. I'm not going to tell you how long. And my role at the event is kind of like the MC, the hostess, and it's absolutely my favorite day of the year.
I bet, the hostess with the mostest, and you were. Okay, and Joe, your role?
I find resources for people with disabilities, and Macomb Oakland Regional Center serves about 5,000 people with disabilities who live with their families or in group homes or apartments, and we help people in their jobs or in school programs too. And the Caregiver Appreciation Day, which has been going on for 31 years, is one way that we support people with disabilities by supporting their caregivers and show how much we appreciate what they do. And so it's grown to this huge event with a big fashion show and plenty of prizes and donations and so on, and people get to keep the clothes when they model. So that's what I do, and Sue and I work on this together every year, all year long.
Who is the brainchild of this concept?
It's a lot of people, yeah. It's just
You started.
No, we did one years and years ago, which we wish we had never stopped doing it. We did one back in the 80s with Target, and they said, oh, we got to do that again. And we did it at the old Silver Dome up in the club up there. And I said, we have to do this again. But then we resurrected it years later and said, we have to do this again. And we did, and it's been so big with Kohl's, donating clothes and volunteering to help fit people and so on, that it's been so meaningful for everybody.
It is. It's a beautiful event. It truly is. And I enjoyed myself the second time around. I thank you guys for inviting us back. I mean, just seeing all the happy faces. I mean, the caregivers, their loved ones, the entire family, the entire room was just beautiful. The hall itself was just gorgeous. And tell us about some of your sponsors or supporters.
Well, first and foremost, Kohl's. I mean, we can't thank them enough from helping us with the fittings. The staff donate their time. They are really our staunch supporters. Our AMORC, our parent committee, they donate to the event. Who else?
Well, and for Kohl's, Maggie Lewis from Kohl's is one of the organizers, and we know all the Kohl's staff now. And there's like about 20 of them that and another store has donated things too, but the ones in Rochester Hills, and they know all our guys, and year after year now, they're like almost family when they come back in and get fitted. But it's mostly new people, but there's a few old people that come in.
So they're
each
prepared.
year.
Pretty much Kohl's is prepared.
Yeah, they're prepared. Then we have a Dr. Arthur Worland from Redwood Dental who donates thousands of dollars for the Caregiver Angel Awards. So a caregiver will get up and get this award, which will be a nice kind of glass-like award, and then they get a jacket with their name on it, and then they get a check for $250. It's the premier Caregiver Awards because we put a little bit punch behind it that you are really making a difference.
Okay.
And we don't want to give you some tiny little thing. We want to show you, and this dentist who helps our people has helped create these awards.
Now the dentist, does he actually do dental work for the clients?
Yeah, he's one of the few people that does dental work when people are under anesthesia. People who are either afraid to have someone touch their teeth, very sensitive. They need to be knocked out, basically, so that they can be comfortable and they can perform the procedures in a safe manner, dental cleanings and so on.
Do you find that a lot of people who have family members with disabilities, they don't put and I shouldn't say don't, sometimes they're not sure how to put the care into a person, such as dental care, such as hearing. So some people may not know that there's dentists that specialize in persons with disabilities and how to properly, clean their teeth, extract their teeth without harming the patient itself. I mean, do you guys, run into that at all?
I think, it's people new to the program particularly, and we hooked them up with our expert, Mary Jo Hollebrands, who was our nursing supervisor, and she runs the dental program and then connects them with the resources and the people that they can, afford, or if it's Medicaid that will cover it.
That or a waiver or something.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I mean, you guys had so many people. How many people came?
Wow, 1,100.
1,100,
Yeah,
and we made 1,003. Okay, that's two of us. Okay.
Yeah, Marshall, your director, was there, and
right.
he was non-stop smiling and so on. And,
I mean, it was just so. I mean, this is my second time coming, and I said to myself, when you sent me the invitation, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to this, okay.
Yeah, I remember
and,
you said that.
Yeah, like, okay, we got to go and check this out again from beginning to end, and it was just beautiful, and the clients, they just look so nice, and I think caregiving part, knowing that a caregiver sees that they are appreciated is important, so.
They're very, very happy. I mean, they were cheering because we gave them not just a speaker and a boring program, it was just constant from the moment Sue got on stage to host the event. And we actually, the band before the event, a band wrote the song, I Am a Caregiver, and performed it.
So we got some footage of that. We're going to check that out in a minute about the band and everything. But, you guys do such a phenomenal job. I just wanted to make sure that our viewers get a chance to see you this year and know that if they're interested in getting involved next year, that it'll be the 32nd annual Caregiver Appreciation Day. Okay, so we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with some more good information about the next fashion show, Caregiver Fashion Show. We'll be right back.
We'll be here.
Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the Macomb, Oakland Regional and Kohl's 31st Annual Caregiver Appreciation Day. And who else do we have with us? Our favorite person, Joe Zenuego. Morning, Joe.
I appreciate you and Marshall coming out today from the Just Ask Talk Show. I mean, it wouldn't be a big day without you guys coming and hanging out, because you guys are the foremost TV show on people with disabilities, and this is the biggest event for people with disabilities ever in Macomb County and actually the southeast Michigan area. There's 1,100 people here to be appreciated, caregivers to be honored.
You know what, Joe, we were here last year. I had such a wonderful time. I had to come back again, and I asked our viewers to please attend. I don't know if they did, but I can tell you what, the audience and the viewers and everything will see how wonderful this event was put together, and I know you're one of the main persons that put this together. Tell me your role.
Well, I'm one of the producers of the event. We had 3 social workers and myself, and we work all year long on this among our regular work, and it's just been a great thing working with caregivers and people with disabilities and moms and dads, and there's some brothers and sisters in the event too, and community members pitched in and volunteered and helped out. So it's just an unbelievably fun, emotional, meaningful event, as you saw by being here.
Yes. Anyone you want to give thanks to in particular?
No, I just think thanks to Macomb County for being a great place to host this event, and the Palazzo Grande, and thanks to really the caregivers who take care of people and make their lives rich and full and give them opportunities and give them the love that we all want. And it's all about the caregivers and all about the people that they care for.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Joe put it so well done. I don't have to say anything behind that, but enjoy the show, and we'll see you back at the studio. And welcome to the second half of the show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just not joining us, we're here with Sue Gipprich and Joe Zenuego from Macomb Oakland Regional Center, which actually they are the spearheads of the 31st Caregiver Appreciation Day. Now, these guys are not taking credit, but they should, because every year they manage to pull a rabbit out their hat and make sure that the caregivers are recognized for a wonderful job that they're doing to take care of their loved ones and those who are not their family members. I mean, when you become a caregiver, you're saying to yourself, I want to donate my time to help someone less fortunate than me, and I'm going to do it like this. Well, these two, ladies and gentlemen, came along with the idea of an appreciation day, and you just got to see some of the footage. So we're going to show you some of that footage. But meanwhile, I had to say that because when I see people that care for people and there's no strings attached, it's a warm feeling that lets me know that in their heart, that's what they mean to do. You know, that they're not afraid to care for someone, the person who they're caring for is comfortable with them. Okay, and that's what you want. You want the two people to connect. You never want to find out that someone doesn't like the person who's caring for them, or they're uncomfortable or fearful. You want that person to feel as though I've got the right person with me, okay, and they protect me as well as they help take care of me, and that's important.
And we have a great training department that helps train our caregivers. It's just fabulous, and they train thousands every year across the state, actually.
Okay.
So it's been really, really
Now, how many
great.
weeks does it take to actually train a caregiver?
About 3 weeks of training, and there's all kinds of additional training ongoing.
That's just a basic training is the 3 weeks, and then we have several secondary level trainings in that, and we have our specialized training in general teaching that teaches people even deeper how to form that relationship of safety. So I do connect with you as a caregiver, and I do feel safe with you in each and every moment. And we do that throughout the years.
Now, what's the relationship with the family of the disabled person and the caregiver? Is it sometimes that there's a family member that wants to be a caregiver, or if the family's not comfortable in being the caregiver, you guys attach a non-related person?
We do both. I mean, we have families that are caregivers and non-related and caregivers, and that's an extension of their family. You know, you become part of their family, and that's what we see. You know, a microcosm of that at this fashion show, at the event, where the families like, no, this caregiver is our family, and we saw that with one of our modeling trios, where we had a 93-year-old mom and her son, who's actually living in one of our residential facilities, and the caregiver modeled together.
Wow.
And I got goosebumps
The mom
talking
couldn't.
about
He's in a
it.
cart, and you'll see the shot. And
Right.
He's in a cart, and they're reeling him, but the mom just couldn't push it. But she visits him every day, and she's holding his hand on the stage, and it's just
And they were
so,
together.
So it's just
93.
93,
Yeah.
and they were together, and they're an extension of each other. And
Right.
that happened to be at a residential home, but even in the family homes, these caregivers are extended family. You know, they're like an honorary member of that family.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, there's a little boy modeling with
I saw
the
that little
suit,
boy.
and they
Yeah.
spun him around on the stage, and that the mom insisted that the caregiver be up there with them modeling with the boy,
Okay.
because she wanted her to get that.
I saw
bond
the
and
little boy and
recognition.
the two ladies, and I didn't know which one was the
Yeah.
mom, you
Yep.
know.
Yeah.
But everybody looked so nice.
And the mom was a caregiver attending the show last year as a caregiver, working for one of the nonprofits too. So she has, so it's just so a lot of the people there are paid caregivers, and a lot are family caregivers who are unpaid. So just a different
What's the
blend of
youngest
people.
client?
We have babies.
Oh, we have babies. We serve people literally from birth until
To death.
death,
We have
if you want to
the
say
oldest
that.
person in the show was 90 years old a couple of years
A
ago.
few years ago, yeah. And
A model who
Yes.
lived in a group home.
Okay. Now, what's some of the footage that we're going to see? Because I know that your keynote speaker was
Mark Hackle, he's the first Macomb County executive, and he's been a great friend of Macomb, Oakland, and he started attending the events and speaking at it when he was sheriff, and then he ran for election, and now he's the Macomb County exec, and he gave a wonderful, wonderful speech.
Okay. We got to check that footage out. So, what are we seeing here? I see he's coming on stage.
Yeah, he'll come and he'll address the caregivers, and he'll tell how much he appreciates this event being in Macomb and appreciates them being the real heroes out there.
Okay. And who's this wonderful band that we see?
The Mike Leslie Band is a local band, and they were recently selected at the Detroit Music Awards as the People's Choice Band. People vote on the best band, and it's a year-long process of voting. And they were selected after they had booked for our show, so they're probably like too big for us now. But they played for free, and they wrote a song called "I Am a Caregiver," and so they played the pre-show, and then we started off the show with them singing their song that they had written. And they're all over YouTube right now, and they're gonna get these big contracts, and they're gonna go rise to stardom and fame. But we were there first. And
You guys are
great.
wonderful.
Yeah,
And so they actually had committed to the fashion show prior to actually getting selected as the recipients of the award.
Yep. And I know one of the guys in the band too, but so they just were thrilled to do it and thrilled to help out, and they play other benefits too for free. And they did a firefighter in Westland for somebody who got hurt or something. They did at St. Andrews, and so they
Well,
helped
you
us
know
out.
what? They've given, and they've given from their heart. So,
Absolutely.
if it's their time to shine, it's all in divine order, as they say.
There you
Okay.
go.
So they've given from their heart, and that's a wonderful thing, And to attend such an event as you guys, and to give their time like that was great. Yep.
Yeah, we liked
Absolutely.
it. So, and then we had a band out in front, the J. Maxwell Trio, that
Right.
played out with, they were in tuxedos, and it was just some elegant music. And the Justin Miniacci is a caregiver, and they actually entertain people as they walked in.
And it was nice.
Because all this footage that we're looking at now is really great to see the people who are involved. I mean, the entire banquet facility itself. What's the name of that place? The hall.
The Palazzo Grande.
Palazzo Grande.
Oh, yeah.
Shelby
Yeah.
Township.
Shelby, yeah, they're
I
fabulous.
thought that was a beautiful hall.
They
I'm
treat
like,
us great.
"Yeah." So they see you every year, or is this
Every year. They booked us for the next 2 years out.
really?
They take very good care of us. They're really wonderful.
Okay, because from the capacity level, I said this place has got to hold at least 1,000 or so people. You know, I mean, from the parking lot on out, we were just, in awe of how many people were attending.
We have to bring in the police, the Shelby Township Police afterwards to help people get out, because it was a traffic jam a couple years ago. So we can't do this, and it takes an hour just to get out of there. So they shut down the road and they get everyone out real quick. So yeah, that
So
really
at this
helped us.
point, where do you think you guys are going with this? Because if you're on your 32nd one coming up,
We ask that question all the time.
so, I mean,
You know,
Well, this year we thought there was going to be a fall off. We thought this is going to be the last one.
Nah.
It just can't
No.
keep being this big.
but
But
you
it
got to look
was.
at it this way, Joe. Then you're giving back to people who are giving to other people, and in thanks, they're saying, wow, somebody do recognize that I am helping, that I am a caregiver, and that's important.
And that's what they tell us they tell you that when you're there. They tell
Every
you
year.
that. And all year long when we see them in the hallways, hey, did you go to that? Yeah, we did. Or a lot of people ask, no, we never heard of it. We didn't go. I'm like, well, you got to go. And so we hook them up. But so it is, they tell you that and they let you know that. And it's a nice feeling when they say that and you think, Jesus, because maybe we ought to do it again. We ought to have another one. And caregivers change every year. Somebody
Right.
will go once and they may not go for 4 years. There will be 50% new people each year.
Okay. How was the caregiver selected?
For the models?
For the models, there are a lot of different processes. A lot of our sometimes our staff will nominate caregivers. Families call. Employers nominate them. We hear it through word of mouth.
for the Angel
we
Awards,
meet people
or-
for the Angel
Well, Angel
Awards
Awards.
or for the models.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of our staff will say, I've got somebody that I serve that doesn't get an opportunity to do things, and I really think this would be so meaningful for them. And they have a caregiver that really loves them and cares about them, and here's how we get this duo. Or a mom will call up and say, I really, would really want my daughter to do this. There's so many heartrending stories that we hear of people that have no opportunities. So that's kind of
And
how
then
we
once
get
they get
them.
nominated, and you guys,
We
interview 'em?
we work through a few
A
of us
selection
say, okay,
process.
this when we vet it, we talk to people and we say, does this really mean something for that person?
Okay.
And so we can discover that because we know some of the people, and it's a process too. But but it usually most of the people who are they tell us to put in. It's like,
Right.
yeah, they're right because they're social workers and they know. Or
Right.
a mom knows. I had one mom scream on the phone and say, hey, are you guys coming to fitting at Cole? She says, oh, we got selected? Hell, that's great. She starts screaming, and my daughter's going to be so happy. And then her daughter, as her picture on the Metro Diva page, is by Raquel,
Okay.
who does the CBS fashion and all that. And then her daughter and the caregiver are featured there. And they were our lead models in the show this year.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. I mean, like I said, I don't know about our viewers, but they got to catch the next one. We're going to go to break, and we'll be right back with some more of the fashion show. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got some footage, and you just got to see it. I'm going to show it to you. Be right back.
Thank you guys so much. It is an absolute honor to be here with you guys tonight. It's a wonderful event, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. Thank you guys so much. This song is called I Am a Caregiver. I am a caregiver. You are my soul. You ask for one thing, I'll give you 100 more. The only thing I ask in return is for you to know you're not alone.
welcome back to the last half of the show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I always try to encourage you to get involved in something, and caregiving is very, very important. And one thing I want to remind you of, if you do have a lot of free time, which you might be retired, or you may have a change in jobs or careers, you may want to volunteer your time and become a caregiver. I would suggest that you call MORC, M-O-R-C, Macomb, Oakland Regional Center, and find out a little more about them, and just find out generally how to become a caregiver. I'm sure Sue and Joe will be more than glad to speak to you and answer any questions you have, as well as ask them about the 32nd annual Caregiver Fashion Show. All right, guys, I had to say that because I feel like two things are going on here. One, we want to promote caregiving, you know, overall. I don't care where you live, Wayne, Oakland, Macomb County, or even another state. Caregiving is important, okay? And you guys are putting the fashion show on the map so that the caregivers themselves feel appreciated, okay, for sure. So let me ask you this. What are we looking at for the 32nd annual Caregiver Fashion Show? What
What are we going to do, Sue?
I don't know how we can top it, but I'll tell you, I've already got a list of 25 plus models waiting.
Man.
I was doing it today.
See? Waste not, want not.
Absolutely. They
Yeah,
start the day after I'm signing more models
yeah.
up, the day of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and someone says, I was at the show with my daughter, and I'd love her and a caregiver to come in. You know,
That's
we
great.
have to do this. And
That's
and
great.
that's how some of the models were for this year. They were
Absolutely.
there last year, people with disabilities and their caregivers, and so they said, we just have to be a part of it.
Now, but tell us about some of the things that are going to be needed or that you would, you know, like to see.
Well, we're always looking for sponsors who can help us with, you know, anything related to the event, which would be prizes for caregivers, gift cards, and so on, so that we can give them. We give a door prize when people come in, and we have a number of raffle items. But we only have a limited budget to get those, so we like everyone to walk away with some things and
You guys
benefit
gave
a little
away
bit economically. And you saw the mugs.
wonderful
They're
gifts. I'm
the
like,
gifts,
can I
yeah.
get one of those flat screens? I mean, I ain't even telling.
But
I saw Netflix, and I'm like, is these giveaways?
Yeah, and it's kind of like you just have to do that. It's just part of the process of thanking people
Right.
and so on. And then, you know, we're always looking for donations too for families, for food. You know, people can, you know, donate food to us or gift cards for families as well. So not just for the caregivers for the raffle, but for families too, because families benefit there and people with disabilities because they get the clothes for free that they model in.
That's
So it's an
great.
economic benefit for a lot of people.
That's
They can
great.
sponsor a table so that people who can't afford to go can go. They can advertise their company and get a lot of. We're all over the media world, and we're on Just Ask too. So people that watch your show, if they see Fifth Third Bank, you know, Fifth Third Bank would say, "Geez, I got hits in I know you're 16 states, and you're on a network now,
Yes,
and you guys
yes.
have like exponentially grown."
Yeah, we're growing.
So sponsors would see us with you or Wall Street Journal. We were in there, you know. So it was really
That's
something
great.
cool. You
That's
know,
great.
so it's a benefit for people who want to donate.
See, you're on the map. So what you're doing is, you know, on point. You're definitely on the map.
Raise
and
the profile of caregivers.
Raise the
and
profile.
appreciate them to enhance their status in the world and make sure legislation goes their way, make sure pay raises go their way, funding and so on, so that they're not diminished in any way.
Right.
Their job is so important.
It
Just what they do on a daily basis. And that's part of the reason behind this event. I see people, you know, when they hit that stage, their whole demeanor changes. You know, they go from quote unquote just a caregiver to a whole different persona. I mean, they hit that stage and they turn into someone else, and that lasts, you know, for days and weeks beyond that. So this event, it goes beyond that day.
It goes even into years because you'll see
Right.
them and say, "Hey, you were a model in the Coles
Right.
2
show."
years ago.
Or an Angel Award winner. I had a last year's Angel Award winner who was a model too. She asked me today, she said, "My jacket doesn't fit," and I just felt so bad. I said, "We'll get you another jacket," you know, because
Absolutely.
they have their name on it and says Caregiver Angel. She says, "I want to wear it around." And so we walk
And
around,
they
you see
do.
people with
That's
these
great.
Caregiver Angel jackets,
do
and it's
that.
like it's like a varsity football letter, but more because not a lot of people have them. We'd love to expand that too. We'd love to have donors, you know, say we'd like to donate some funds so that you can honor these caregivers, you know, even more of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big donation
I mean,
from Dr.
I don't know.
Orland,
I
but-
don't know if you know it, but you two light up like Christmas trees when you talk about this event, and so I can't help but hope that being here with us today will prompt somebody to say, you know what, I've got to get involved with that event. You know,
And
really.
when you were there in the audience, you were going crazy.
I'm
You
telling
know,
you,
yes, the music
I'm
is
coming
blowing
next
out.
year.
It's like
I'm coming next year.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I
I
gotta-
had such a great time, and we got an opening. I came out, I did my little spiel and everything.
yeah.
So we definitely got to show the part where I come out.
And I got a great photo with you and Marshall together. You guys just were beaming afterwards because it makes you feel that good. And imagine
It
for a
does.
caregiver how good you're living in the shadows, and all of a sudden you're on stage in front of 1,100 people, and you get media, TV. You see all the photographers were there. It was like all
the
over.
photographers and that beautiful cup that says "I'm a caregiver." I meant to bring one of those cups.
Oh,
in. That is a beautiful cup. I am a caregiver, and so someone have their cup and they're drinking, and someone sees it, they know.
Yeah.
They know. Who designed that cup? Did you guys do that?
We had a graphics person help us with it. We had that logo. We had that "I'm a caregiver" last year on the bags that we had given away, and so we had that graphic design, and then we had a guy that helps us with vending stuff, and he selected that cup for us, and it was really a great thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
and we carry it over, and it's recognizable. I interviewed somebody last week for a position, and she saw my cup. I had it, and she said, "My mom has that cup. She was at your fashion show." And this was somebody who was new to MORC, so it gets around. You pay it forward. So it's big.
It is, and it's not just a cup. It's a cup with a meaning.
Right.
absolutely
And we liked that
is.
logo, and it just turned out great from last year. We had pictures of caregivers on that bag too, and people loved it. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do a shot of that cup when I find one. Okay.
I know.
Well, people
Hey,
probably
toss
saying,
us a cup, okay?
"What's so big deal about that cup?" Well, ladies and gentlemen, you got to see this cup. I'm going to definitely show you this cup. Okay. So at the end of the show, when you see some footage of the fashion show itself, I got to have a shot of that cup up there so that you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Because next year, you're going to want one of those cups, because you guys going to bring that cup back again, right?
Yeah,
that
we
wasn't
will.
a regular
they're sitting
cup.
over there, but
That
we
wasn't a
can't get
regular
out
cup.
there.
That cup was like a
It was a
double
stainless steel.
stainless steel coffee cup. that we got at a
19
great
ounces.
Price, yeah. So
yeah. Drop it in
we'll
the
have
car.
something even better next year.
We'll
We
top
have a
it.
whole year to work on something even better.
Better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we can get better every year.
Okay.
Right?
That's our
okay.
our
That's
That's the
deal.
your
deal.
slogan.
You gotta
How
be-
do we top it?
That-
Yep. How do you top?
I
it?
tell you what, I'm going to be there. I'm going to encourage our viewers to be there. Sue and Joe, once again.
We'll be there.
I know. Always great to see you.
You
Okay.
Yeah,
And
appreciate
Joe,
it.
and
Thanks,
being
Martha.
a caregiver, you're my bud.
Yeah, Thanks for coming.
No,
and having us
thank
here.
you. Thank you. Tell mom and dad to say hello.
All right.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close with some footage from the 31st annual MORC and Kohl's Caregiver Appreciation Day. Now, next year is the 32nd. That's the 3 and the 2. I want you to be there. I'm going to be there. Sue's going to be there. Joe's going to be there. I'm going to show you this cup at the end of the show. But my favorite part of the video is with my man. Who's that? Is it Rodney?
Rodney.
Rodney.
I gotta show you this guy. So we're gonna close with the last half of the show with the footage of the fashion show and my man Rodney, because hey, he just sets it off in the end. And my MR, we got a cup, and my MRC, Mary, you can just go ahead and bring me that cup, Mary. Hand me that.
Toss it here. I promise I
no,
will
no,
catch
no,
it.
no, no.
Yeah.
You know what?
You don't trust her arm.
I just
She's
gotta.
not the Verlander of the studio, is she?
I just got to get that cup, and I wanted to make sure our viewers see this wonderful, beautiful cup. I mean, I've been just talking about this cup all day, so I am a caregiver. Hey, this is my cup. Okay, thank you. I'm your host, Marsha Florence from Just Ask, and what do I always say? If you know a person with a disability or if you have a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host. Thank you.